Hello and welcome back to Deadfire. We have one location left to go. We have the end of the game. The point of no return has been reached. We have made a save file. We have now made 2 save files. We have our group. And I'm going in here to show us what we got. Ooh, what's this? Oh! We could have actually picked up this weapon from a while ago. That's cool. That's the weapon that we had last time. Can cast Ghost Blades on kill. Ooh. Neat. Does a lot of damage as well. Shame we don't have Pallegina with us. Anyway, we are going to be heading up here. And it gives us the point of no return. I do not know if we have to choose a faction. Currently, we have not, but it seems to be allowing us to go forward. We have the ghost ship, which is pretty cool. I think our choice is to choose no one. We have ourselves, we have Edier, we have Zoti. Edier and Zoti, Aethys followers, makes sense they're coming with us. We have Takehu. He is basically the, he wants to find Okaizo. This is the end of his quest, is to find Okaizo. This is his goal. That's where we're taking him. And Aloth we're taking. Well, 1, because he's been with us since the start of the first game. And 2, well, basically, because I feel like Pallegina, Seraphine, and Maya are a little bit too tied to their group for us to actually use them in the final area. I feel like if we take them into the final area, they're going to be talking about the Rauatines, the Principi, and all that. But this isn't, that's not what we're completely about. I don't even know if what our party choice matters at this point. That's what we're taking. I'm just checking they're all actually equipped. I just had that thought. Yeah, we can maybe equip him slightly better. I'm not that worried. As long as they have stuff on in each slot, that seems okay to me. Which they do. Right, well, let's go. There's plenty of ocean to sail and many lands to explore, but what lies ahead of you dwarfs them all. Should you choose to sail on, you suspect there will be no return. Not to the Deadfire you have come to know. Continue forward. You set a course through the channel and into uncharted, turbulent seas. The storms of Ondra's mortar encompass the visible horizon. Hurricane winds roar like an imprisoned beast, blowing with enough force to warp the very seas. Past the curtain of rain and above the swell of waves, you can barely perceive the outline of coastal Adra pillars. No sooner does your spectral ship drift near the turbulent waters of Ondra's mortar, than a deadly calm falls over the sea. The wind cuts off as swiftly as a god holding their breath. Like a silken sheet, the water flattens before you, the wake of your passage forming a lone crease in its uninterrupted perfection. Wreathed in a ghostly mist, you drift onward at the pace of a funerary procession. The storm holds its silence and maintains a respectful distance. Though you cannot shake the feeling of sorrow and wrongness which pervades your journey, you successfully cross to the far side of Ondra's mortar and breathe a sigh of relief. An island towers over the distant horizon. Okaizo. Ornate spires reach up from the island, hinting at the city within. Not all of Okaizo has weathered the millennia with equal grace. Other structures jut and lean out of the surrounding shallows, making the waters around the island impassable by ship. You resolve to take a skiff the rest of the way. Well, we have gone without anyone backing us. Interesting. And there we are. I think we just failed a quest. First quest failed, I think. There we are. Okaizo. Anything to say, Takehu? Not yet. I just want to check. Did we actually fail that quest? We've already done that. Where is it? Vote of no confidence. The wreckage. Oh, the quest just no longer exists, I think. Yeah, the quest no longer exists because we never completed it. That's lovely. Okay. Like if we still have the Raw Deadfire one. Like we're going to go back. There is no back at this point. Right. We have to set our formation. Because it's going to be a little bit messed up. But that's okay. Go for something a little like this. Okay, make sure we all have the right weapons on, which we didn't, so, you know. That's fine. Yeah. Right. Well. Let's go.
The pleasure is mine.
What is that? Adra shark? Adra dragon. Purple Adra dragon. It's the Guardian we were told about. The creature stares down at you with only a dim recognition of your presence. Water drips down at the tip of its mallet-like head.
Whoa, that's, where would you even stab something like that?
What manner of creature is this?
Hekara, and I thought I was the master of first impressions.
I'm not too proud to admit when I'm scared. Terrified, actually.
The construct turns to the sound of speech. Showing only dim awareness of the meaning, it swivels its head back around to face you.
So alone. Never alone. Is a Kaizo breached?
A voice paws at your mind in a clumsy, unpracticed fashion. You feel something like the mental equivalent of a squint. Oh, if we were a Deadfire Amawa, I guess we could bluff our way through it? Yes, by a colossal god made of Adra. Where have you been?
Here. We have been here. Where the gates of the Kaizo.
The construct rolls its gaze towards the city.
We guard the silence of a Kaizo. You are a disturbance.
Bronze plates grind together with discordant shriek. I'm just trying to reach Aethys. He's the one you want.
Aethys has disturbed the bones of a Kaizo. The old pacts permit him to pass, but you will go no further. A Kaizo is closed. The gates are barred.
A wave of heat emanates from the Guardian. Before we settle this, I want answers about a Kaizo.
Our covenant with the Old Ones does not forbid questions.
The construct hesitates, its joints creaking.
The son of Ngati deserves to carry truth to Barath's wheel.
The construct nods in Takehu's direction.
I do not plan on joining my mother in the beyond this day, Ancient One.
Takehu turns his gaze over to you and nods. The construct stares on impassively, then offers the slightest of shrugs.
The chosen people of the Deadfire called a Kaizo home.
It stares off to the distance, fixating on one of Ukaizo's many spires.
The outsiders were their contemporaries, full of wisdom, ingenuity, and terrifying ambition.
The Ingwithins, of course. Only they would create a monster and bind it to guarding their secrets.
They did not create us. They united us as one. The Old Ones and the Outsiders traded, collaborated, learned, and built together. Outsiders augured the doom of the Old Ones. The rift unmade them both.
A deep thrum of power echoes from somewhere beneath the construct's carapace. What caused the rift?
The Outsiders coveted ancient Ukaizo. Its occupation was a hindrance.
The construct cranes its head around as if following the movement of passers-by.
Machines were built on a foundation of outsider lies. When the machines were nearly done, the Outsiders constructed bodies of flesh and bone.
Stretching its neck out, the construct mimics a height greater than its own. Bodies?
Skeletons, now. Their remains littering Great Ukaizo.
What were these machines?
Ones which drew the spirits of the dead through a sieve. Finally, the Outsiders fashioned a Guardian to stand vigil over their work. Our bond with the Old Ones compelled us to trust their allies. They offered us a trade, eternal life for eternal service. We were ordered to slam shut the gates of Ukaizo for all time.
And the Ingwithins turned this thing against my ancestors?
Takehu touches a spot on his brow and shakes his head.
Necessary, son of Ngati.
What happened when the machines were inactive?
The outsiders vanished from the world, leaving the old ones dumbfounded. Quiet gave way to chaos. Storms battered the seas. The sleeping hearts of mountains awoke with fury. When the last screams of the old ones faded, only we remained.
So no one has been here since the devastation.
None but the green colossus whose every footstep disturbs tranquility. You are the first kith to visit the shores of Lost Ukaizo, and you will be the last. Now you know, and nothing you have learned can spare you from our obligation. May your journey through the wheel be an informed one.
Takehu, what say we dismantle the creature that stood by and watch the downfall of the Huana?
Mikera, let it be so.
Takehu narrows his eyes and squares his stance for a complex form.
Your principles do you credit, but you have sailed here to die. The silence of Ukaizo will be restored. Time will dismantle your bones.
Nodding, the construct attacks. Okay, so let's have a look at it. It starts with the Guardian's Boon, which makes it energized, intuitive, and brilliant. Is resistant to dexterity, might, perception, and immune to resolve and intellect afflictions. Okay, weak to lightning. Edier, move number 1, you're gonna charge it. Now I know it's not gonna work on the whole stunning it thing, although apparently it says you only have to hit a deflection and it's a stun. Interesting. So that's good. You can stun it. We are obviously going to hit it with a powered up... Actually, Edier, make that one powered up as well. Right, we're going to hit it with a powered up blind. That will hopefully allow us to hit, get the raw damage over time on it, which is really what I'm going for here. Loth is going to start casting Chain Lightning. Zoti. I'm not sure. I guess we'll get her to get a summon going. It's Kehu. We have lightning we could chuck down. I think with Kehu, there's not much I want him to do right now. I think I might get him to get the Relentless Storm going. Go.
How do you like that? Now take that.
Okay, that didn't stun it, but that's okay. We also don't appear to be able to engage it, which is a problem. Oh, we got Adra animates running out from the sides as well. The lightning seemed to have worked. Did we got the blind on, right? Gouging strikes on? Yeah, so we got raw damage over time hitting it. That's good. Okay. Hit it for the more raw damage over time. Okay. Guess we don't want to use the powered up one for a Loth just yet. And just shoot a lightning bolt directly through it if it stays there. The Kehu just finished casting will turn himself into a shark.
Take that.
And get him to attack. Oh, he's got 3 engages now, apparently. Can't actually see, which isn't a great help here. We target in exactly the opposite direction to the way that you just started casting. Good. Zoti's still casting. She summoned her thing. Her thing will attack this. Zoti's now kind of busy. Where's Edier? Edier's in here. Okay. I don't think we have any chance of knocking it over. But we do have a 100% chance of hitting it, which is nice. Okay. We have lightning around us with this form. Could drop down a great maelstrom, which I don't think is what we need. I think tornado is actually amazing in this situation if we can get that to hit. Yeah, get that casting. And we get a powered up chain lightning. This is the time for the powered up chain lightning.
That's it.
Please cast a powered up chain lightning. That's fine. Where are we? We're in there. I guess we'll hit it with another strike the bell.
I'll
Right.
teach you.
That's it!
I
And
hope nobody saw that.
we did hit it. Nice. Please continue hitting the Ukaizo thing. Right, we can take a step back here.
That
Why
was
is
about
its
as-
head missing? That's very confusing. Right, get a... no, that one. Get your Holy
Useful
Radiance
as a
going.
bump on a pickle.
Right, we'll take a step back, switch to our bow. Gonna take out the skirmisher? Maybe. Do blind and get some raw damage hitting it. I don't know what it's doing. I'm very confused about this current state of affairs. We actually killed it in one shot. Kind of worrying. Can't hit it anymore. Okay, Aloth, use this as your time to get out. Those are big sentinels. Okay. Blinding shot on one of these guys. Okay, they're weak to corrode. So we can probably chuck a necrotic lance on it. Zoti's gonna start. I need to get her, maybe get her to cast one of these. A deer. Attack that. Both of you attack that. Where's Takehu? Takehu? I think I can do like a buff. I do have a few buffs like Moonwell. I just drop that down here.
Gotta have something here that works.
Right. That did work. We got gouging strike on it. Nice. It's got really high resistance to pierce, which isn't great. Guess that means we want to go slash it. Does it
Show 'em
run
how
up?
it's done.
Don't like what it's doing here. Necrotic is at least doing some... Well, it's not doing a lot of damage even though it hit. Guess we want Cloak of Death.
Let's try again.
Bullseye.
Okay, that's fine. Stop casting Cloak of Death. Cancel, 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 cancel. Cast another Necrotic Lance on it.
Lava.
That hardly.
Yeah. I'll teach you a lesson.
I like how we're just taking on one and the rest of them are taking on the other. Where's Takehu gone? Ah, he doesn't have anything he can do. That's fine. Right, which one? We'll get him to hit this one, maybe? Anything we can do to it? We could lower its armor. Let's lower its armor.
That was about as.
Okay. Oh, it's because I turned off his tactics. He has nothing he can do. Right, switch him to this, get him to attack. Right. That's fine. We're doing alright. Doing alright. Nothing to worry about. What's weird is that the first game ended with a very similar fight against two very large things. I'm wondering whether these are similar. Okay, don't like that. And there's another thing building over there. Okay,
Show them how it's done.
that's the head, I guess, building on again. It's twin-headed. Okay, well, I hate this now. Please charge. Big thing. I can't even target it. Okay, well, you know, it's difficult. Zoti, I'm going to need you to heal and not die. If that's okay with you. I didn't notice you were quite so low. In fact, no, you use Consecrated Ground. Loth can't heal. Takehu, we'll get you to cast a Moonwell on them. On this group here. This group, right. Cast Moonwell. We're still facing this one up here, which is fine. Right. Ow.
They'll get us both.
Yeah, I know. It's not great, but you're going to have to just kind of heal and tank it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Not
it.
exactly what I was going for.
Right. Please heal yourself. Okay, did Consecrated Ground get cast or not? No. Okay. Now it's been cast.
I'll teach you.
Okay, we got it to turn around and face us. That's good. Kehu, you kind of use everything on your first shot. That's okay. That does raw damage and can frighten. It's probably not going to frighten, but it would do raw damage. Interesting. How much raw damage does it do? A reasonable amount of raw damage, actually. That's not really what I want him to do right now. I want him to heal. Yeah, cast a heal. Okay, I need you to heal yourself, Oloth, if possible here. Nah, he's just dead. Okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That looks like it hurt.
This
We
does not
really
work.
need to kill this
That's
Eclipse
gonna leave a
Sentinel.
scar.
Right, heal.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Zoti. I could revive the Fallen, definitely. I think I'm gonna minor avatar her.
That's how it's done.
Get her in here. Kehu, you're still going. What's this one? Watery double? Nah, I don't need that. What's it weak to? Lightning. We could crackling bolt it, I suppose. Hit it with a crackling bolt then. See how that goes. Fight back.
That looks like it hurt.
I'll teach you a
Okay,
lesson.
we've almost got the
That
Sentinel.
was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Okay, well we can now back off. Switch to our bow. It doesn't. It does still have our gouging strike on it, so it is still lowering health, ever so slowly. Okay. Right, hit it. Our minor avatar Zoti is doing okay. Oh, I should definitely use our monk abilities if I can. Please make yourself a copy. That's fine. Okay.
Behold me, mother.
We now have a couple of people who can all attack in here and do no damage. Zoti, let's get yourself Swift Strikes on.
Hogwash!
Okay, don't like that. Okay, we are still hitting it, even if we're not doing very much. This one do? Yeah, do this. Heal yourself. We got shot. Okay. We're doing damage, which is what I like to see.
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Zoti, a little heal here, please. Okay. We are fighting back, which I like.
There's something you don't see
Okay, Takehu. Let's get Venom Bloom on it.
every day.
Okay, it's about to fall. Over here. Little heal. And then probably one of these.
I'll be fine, really.
Self heal. Clearly need the Sentinel to die here so we can
Never
switch
you
our
mind
tanks
that
back
miss.
into fighting.
I'll land the next one.
Yeah, you'll land the next. That's fine. You got a heal over here?
That's right.
Nope. Cancel. Disregard. Instead of doing that, how about you summon some tentacles over here?
Luther. This does not agree with me.
Alright.
I am the Alpha Predator.
We have the tentacles attacking. We still have no pen on our abilities,
no
so we can't
difference.
actually get through here. That's okay. Wait, that wasn't Zoti. Zoti's this one. We have revived the Fallen. Revive this one, please.
Moeth, Ixie, Onus.
Right. Head over this way.
Uh-huh.
I just need another res. Okay, we're back. We're back. Guardian of Kaizo. Okay. Oh, let's cast this on it. Seems like a good idea to me. Right. Another res coming in. Or get ourselves some rapid recovery going on. Right. So we're back up. We can start taking shots again. That's okay. Where is Zoti? She's paralyzed. Okay. Right, so he just cast in his big powerful spell. It's trying to heal, I think. Cast in some raw damage on the back of it here.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Keep that raw damage going. Well, I thought I saw something moving. Is it getting a third head? It's getting a third head. Okay, well, that's just not on. Right. No, attack this one. Attack this one. Do not let the fact that it has a third head confuse you. Please attack it.
Leave it to me.
Show him.
Damn the lads, eh?
Alright, we're gonna have to switch to this and then just kill it, I guess. Okay. Hit it with one of those. It's in. Okay. Right. Hit it. Zoti, we're going to use her entropy guard, which will give her a bonus to her armor.
Gotta have something.
It does make her have to stand still, but that's okay. It healed. I'm actually very annoyed that it healed up. Mirrored image. Right, now attack in here. Hopefully that'll stop us being hit. Zoti, you have to unimmobilize yourself. How do you do that? You can. All right. Well, just heal up then. Wish you the best. We'll use this one to give him a bonus to all defenses. Right. How you doing? A little self heal seems like a good idea here. What's it casting? I hate that looks like consecrated ground. Okay, we shot it with something. That's okay. We're getting damage down on it. Hit it. That looks like blinding strike. Okay, toxic coils. Yes, we could. It's got an immunity to poison. Probably good I read that right then. Okay. Yeah, let's get ourselves martial power. Something I thought I'd never use, but okay. I just made Aloth a superhero, and then he's now attacking us. Okay. Well, please no. Please no on that side as well.
This does not work.
Oh, I removed her immobilization. It's lovely. Right. Aloth, go beat up this guy. Lovely. Right, so that is actually working. Heal. Drop in another... drop in a consecrated ground here. Right, we've almost got the hierarch down. Our mirrored images are actually working and stopping us from dying. I'm very surprised. Okay. Get out of the circle of death.
Show him how it's
I don't know what it does, but I'm calling it the circle of death. Okay, I hate that. Switch to dagger and just run in, or the saber and just run in and kill it. Got it! Right. So we can now switch to our bow.
That
Run
dog
round
won't
here.
hunt.
I'll
Get
teach you
this
a
one.
lesson.
Loth, get it. We'll run around the back, get it. Wait, Takehu's still alive? I completely forgot about him. Oh my god. I have so many more abilities to use. Please heal.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Please shoot the three-headed dragon. Aloth. I'm not sure if the best idea is for you to run in, but actually, given you can't use spells right now, I guess it is. Oh, never mind. That went away. Yeah, a little heal in here wouldn't hurt. Well, we're shooting. Get to Kehu, who I haven't been using because he's been hiding around the corner. To Purge of Toxins. No. Could do raw damage, the maggot one, although it's a hit against Fortitude. Its Fortitude defense is 138, so I'm going to say that the chance of that hitting is very low. Garden of Life, because there are corpses, might actually heal.
Nuh-uh, didn't
Try
work.
it. Right.
Yeah.
I did actually heal, which is crazy. Okay. We could drop an ice attack on this thing. How does it feel about ice? Ice is absolutely normal. Is that the best one that we have on that side? Yeah, I think it is. We do actually have the crush attack. It's got 11 armor, so that crush attack would actually do 0. Unless it crits. The ice attack... let's have a look here. Missed. What's it hit against? Reflex. Its reflex is 82, but still fairly high. Okay, well you can continue hitting it then. Garden of Life is actually doing something, which is good. We have no more abilities. Edier, this one. More of that. Healing. Oh, he's already got an injury, so he's already been down and he's come back up. I didn't even notice him going down, actually. That's against Fortitude. Against Fortitude. We have no more heals. Doesn't look like we have any more heals unless I run in. Well,
I'll just have to try something else.
heal. Run away.
It will be so.
Okay. What else have we got here? Got absolutely nothing. Ice wall, I guess. If I can get the right angle. We walk over here and then try an ice wall, I guess. We could maybe do something with it. I'm still gonna hit ours, though, apparently. Not the best of ideas, but okay. Please cast. Run.
For Mother Ngati.
Attack. Get out
Be
of
right
that.
there.
Did we kill it? We killed it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. My God. That was a tough fight. That was pretty much every single ability we had with a max level character to take that thing down. But it went down. I'm resting. Immediately. Okay, right. Whew. Well, let's reset. And grab our loot, I guess. Yep, gives you a bunch of stuff for crafting. Makes sense because you can still craft at this point. I don't know why it's giving you daggers, but it's just for reasons.
You have my attention.
Okay,
No need to
and
ask
one more bit of
twice.
loot over here. This pile of debris hums with ancient power. Yeah, it had a head in it, apparently. Oh, my. Yeah, 3-headed dragon. Not quite what I expected, but okay. A faint echo of soul energy blinks up at you from the depths of the wreckage. I think that might have been the final boss. I can't imagine we're fighting Aethys, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go on. Oh, wow. We got a lot. Okay. I guess we're going to go to the Grand Promenade. Okay. See what we got here. Wonder if there's going to be any... There shouldn't be anything else in here. Like no other kith, right? Maybe some
I
more...
suppose we're heading straight into that.
Yeah. Erosion has softened the bronze features, giving a proud statue a brooding air. Yeah, I'm guessing there's only going to be Adra animats from this point on. Not 100% sure. Descending into the city would be suicide while the relentless storm rages on. Okay, so we need to turn the storm off? The furious storm obscures the sprawling city below, but you can make out a shape of distant spires reaching up from the flooded ruins. Spirit winds tug on your soul with insistence, like a stern hand trying to pull a cloak from your back. You recall the last time you encountered a bailiwick. It felt like a lifetime ago. So, here we are. You look to those who accompanied you this far, who risked everything to face the confrontation ahead. Here we are, Takehu. How does it feel?
I am thinking that Aothus has come this far, and he will not wait on you before he finishes what he started.
Takehu regards you with a raised brow and a cautious smile.
If he shatters what is sat in the heart of Ukaizo, this action will ripple beyond the Deadfire, beyond life as we know it. I will make sure that what we find here goes toward the Hawana cause. The Crown's faith in Ngati's chosen will be justified.
He nods, resolute and ready. He turns to face his surroundings, struggling to take in everything at once.
The land of my mothers, as real as anything that rises up from the bed of the sea. Also, smaller than I expected.
He lets out an exhausted laugh.
This should be as interesting as the last time I confronted a god-possessed Adra Colossus.
Shrugging, Takehu gestures ahead. You get around, but I know you haven't done this before.
Captain, I am my mother's son. I have seen things you would not believe.
He folds his arms and winks.
What say? Shall we find him, Captain?
Takehu nods, his brow furrowed. Something on your mind, Zoti?
We gonna do this or what?
Zoti licks her chapped lips, dark gaze narrowing as she takes in the sight of the ancient city's ruins. Raised high, her lantern casts hard shadows over the planes of her face.
We've made it this far, yet we're still alive. Might as well square off with my god before our luck runs dry.
Think we can reason with them?
It didn't work so good at Mogren's teeth, now. But sure, we can try to sway my god's will again. Well, if anyone could do it, I reckon it'd be you. Tell me, Watcher, can there be a god of light and birth if souls themselves can no longer be reborn?
She points her lantern towards the shadowed ruins in the distance. Ukaizo's broken bones. No matter what happens with Aethys, you got my back, right? She doesn't answer for so long you think that she's not going to. Then she taps her blood-stained sickle against her thigh.
Sure do. If Gon wants you dead, I figure he can do it himself. Besides, the part of him that's been stomping through the Deadfire didn't much help me at Mogren's teeth.
She ruffles a shaky hand through her hair.
I thought it'd be different how it turned out, but I couldn't dream of any other way.
Zoti sets her jaw, grim.
Now then, shall we go face my god for one last time? Find out what it is we can or can't do in these end times. Whether we're meant to wither or thrive.
Yep, let's go.
Consider me your second shadow.
Zoti thumbs the copper cage of her lantern, a subconscious attempt to reassure herself. You're looking thoughtful, Aloth. Aloth looks out at the sprawling ancient city.
5 years ago, you controlled the destiny of thousands of souls in Sun and Shadow.
He pauses, considering the vista.
But the choice you make today shall define the fate of every living thing in Aora.
He turns to you, curiosity shines in his eyes, but there's something else there. Pity. I have a responsibility to do right by the world. I'll make the best decision I can.
I know you will.
He smiles.
I know you'll choose wisely. And no matter what happens, it's been an honor journeying with you. Again.
He puts a hand on your shoulders, meeting your gaze with a fond smile. He turns back to regard the great city before you. How are you feeling about all this, Adir? Adir's gaze wanders amongst linting archways and half-collapsed spires, his mouth agape.
Gilded Vale got its name from the way the wheat fields used to look in the sun. But this place really is gilded. Might as well be a different world.
Miss the simple life?
Hard to miss what you can barely remember. All I know is my life took a turn when this world came stomping into mine. These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but leave their problems behind for the rest of us to deal with.
That's why we're here. We're gonna face this. Whatever comes, we're gonna see people through.
I guess maybe that's one good thing that's come out of this. Well, at least for me. I got something to do with my life that doesn't involve hauling or shoveling. I even got a friend or two out of it.
He smirks.
Whole world's about to face the biggest test it ever saw. What Aethys is doing, it's gonna change everything. We may not survive. Kith, I mean. You know, I broke a wheel once too. First thing I thought of when we learned what Aethys was doing. My mom had this spinning wheel, and she loved it.
Adir bites his lower lip, his guilt still evident.
Well, I was playing with it in the way a young child might when his parents are out, and that wheel came right off. It wouldn't go back into place, so I pushed it harder, and pretty soon I'd broken off a spoke. Broke off 3 more trying to fix that. Anyway, I got whipped pretty good for it. That wheel was never the same, even after my dad fixed it.
Adir runs a pair of fingers back and forth across a beard in need of a trim.
I used to think of the gods as being like parents to all of us. Well, now I know better. They're children, playing while their folks are gone.
Adir looks to Aethys in the distance and sighs. I think we're as ready as we can be. Let's go. Okay. Well, that's effectively our farewells to our companions. The tiny engraving reads, in memory of Dumu, Tuapa, Tokima, Ningati's first chosen. Okay. We got down here. Nothing. Okay. By the way, when it was mentioning the first Beowick that we encountered, I believe it's referring to the start of the first... Or the last Beowick we encountered was the start of the first game. Alright, that's it. That's it for the Grand Promenade. Ah, okay, we can't click on the other ones. Well, that makes it easy enough to work. I was worried we were going to go to the wrong place, miss something. Nope. Gotta go place by place. Ondra Spire. Which I guess is where Aethys is. Oh, that's cool. I like the look of that. Oh, it's what controls the storm. I see. Though the device atop the tower spins in wild, blurring revolutions, the air around it is still and calm. You stand in the eye of the storm, which has cordoned off Ondra's mortar from the rest of Eora for thousands of years. You see an antiquated control panel, its levers engaged in positions of activation. Standing uncharacteristically still, Takehu turns his head to take in his surroundings all at once. A deep furrow cleaves his brow. Something the matter, my love?
I have stood here before.
He sniffs, glancing around with an air of familiarity, settling on the details like they were old friends. Oh, so I think we're getting what happened with Aloth here. We're getting an awakening from him. How?
As a boy, I dreamed of a tower made of water. I stood at the pinnacle and made obeisance to Mother Ngati. This tower, this view.
He plants his hands on his hips and surveys the vista beyond, nodding. Maybe Ngati was trying to tell you something.
Yakera, just so.
Takehu nods, weighing the matter with care.
Ngati's covenant, the first form of water shaping. It is here, waiting for me.
He glances up at the spinning machinery with a mixture of apprehension and wonder. Do whatever you need to, Takehu.
So beautiful. But look what they have done with you.
He reaches a shaking hand up to the storm, curling his fingers in as if to grasp at something. He covers his heart with one hand and lowers his head, muttering a slow and fervent prayer. From the broiling madness of the storm, a single drop of water lands on Takehu's brow, running down his cheek like a tear. Takehu wipes his eyes dry with his thumb. He pauses to stare down at his hand as if seeing it for the first time. You alright?
I remember.
He clenches his hands into fists. The storm surges around you as the winds pick up speed. Takehu's head snaps back and his eyes squeeze shut in agony, ecstasy, or both. He He rouses at last, shaking a few droplets of moisture from his hair.
I am the tremor that inspires the tidal wave, the pebble that calls the avalanche. Mother, your son has found his birthright where you left it!
Takeru raises his fist to the sky and lets out an uproarious laugh. Eventually, he shifts his focus over to you.
My people never doubted that Ngati's chosen would find our ancient gift. Nakara, I did not share their confidence until now. I am ready, Watcher. Let us finish what we started.
He nods to you, resolved and wearing a fierce grin. A deep percussion shakes the tower by its roots. Somewhere in the obscurity of the storm, Aethys rears back his fist to deliver a mighty blow. The control panel has weathered the millennia better than the rest of the city. A layer of dust covers its elegant glass tubes and engraved copper levers, which appear both intact and fully functional. Deactivate the machine. You grip the largest of the levers and bring it up to its starting position. The vibration of machinery gradually slows and turbulent winds grow calm. Now, what I think the big implication of this is this gets rid of the storms, and every faction that we have not helped is going to come up at the same time, which is all of them. That's at least the implication as I see it.
The machine controlling the storm winds down. The clattering of its machinery settles into a low whir and then, at last, hiccups to a halt. Beyond the tower, the black, roiling clouds of Andra's mortar roll away from the ancient city of Ukaizo, with only a tired sigh of wind to see them off. And on that last breath of wind, comes to you a familiar sound. The ring of a bell. The bell's ringing is soft, not the clangor and torrent you've grown used to. It calls to your soul, and your soul yearns to follow it. Your soul flees from your body and into the beyond, chasing that sound. It leads you at last to Bareth's realm, to that cold platform and room of endless doors.
Watcher, your journey nears its conclusion.
The pallid night stands before you, her gaunt face impassive.
I'll get one of those, no more of the... I forgot that she was speaking. Okay, well, what will come after this?
That will depend on the will of Kith, whose desires are ever in flux. Soon you will confront Aethys for what will likely be the final time, and you will do so as the Herald of Bareth, the only creature on the face of Aora to whom he will listen. Remember that.
The pallid night inclines her head to you, black hair hanging lank in her face. She steps back and cedes the floor to Helia with a small, resigned sigh.
Oh, I wonder whether we're getting to speak to Helia because it's part of this game, like the game's story, and you always speak to her, or we're speaking to Helia because in the first game we sided with Helia. I'm intrigued.
If Aethys truly intends to go through with his mad plan to destroy the wheel, a generation's worth of souls will be trapped in the in-between. So many would suffer. How can Aethys be so cruel? He cannot just abandon them. Aethys must help the Kith find a quick solution.
Okay, no, it's just giving us the options. Okay.
Abaddon strides forward.
Aethys thrust this crisis on the Kith. They did not bring it upon themselves. Their only mistake was in trusting us to watch over them. Who will help them rebuild their world now?
Aethys will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change the established order if they have no wonder to inspire them? Aethys must help them resolve this quickly, lest every one of Aora's few remaining mysteries be laid plain.
Saying nothing.
With the wheel destroyed, Kith will tear themselves apart. It is the gods' duty to prevent that happening, lest they doom us all. And as Kith must be ruled, so too must the gods. I say that if Aethys is so eager to throw down the mantle of power and step aside, I shall take my rightful place as Queen of the Gods again.
That doesn't sound right.
Kith are strongest when they follow our lead, and we are strongest when we lead in turn. United in purpose with the gods, Kith can accomplish things that without us they could never have even begun. They must be shown their boundaries to surpass them.
Kith will not solve Aethys' puzzle on their own. And without an established order to fight against, the bonds that bind them dissolve, and they fight amongst themselves.
How can we trust you to lead us after this?
You cannot trust us, and you never should have. Only the Kith may save themselves.
Boudica's firm hand is but the motherly smothering of Helia by another name. Mortals should have no special advantages. Only once Kith have striven to improve themselves through trial will they truly know their measure. Kith must suffer to find their strength if they are to survive the world into which Aethys drags them. Our intervention in your struggle would be a cruelty and counter to our purpose.
He lets his words hang in the air for a moment. Gaze, level with your own.
Indeed. Kith must discover for themselves what it is they are worth, and of what it is they are capable. What we do for them, they do not learn for themselves. Trial breeds ingenuity. If our work of generations was not in vain, Kith will succeed in spite of Aethys' actions. I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Aethys' challenge. Do not mistake my words for indifference, Watcher. They are born from a fierce belief in your potential, not a refutation of it.
Spare me. Our leaders couldn't work together even under the threat of Aethys destroying the wheel.
You see clearly at last. Margaret is blinded by her affection for mortals. She does not see that entropy is the destiny of all things. If Aethys were wise, he would destroy everything. End life, end reincarnation, end death. Kith have had their chance. It is time to let silence reign.
As Rimmergon's words fade, the Pallid Night returns. She no longer towers over you, a giant even among the gods, but meets you at your height. She lets the arms crossed over her chest fall to her sides. She speaks to you openly, plainly, an expression almost like tenderness, turning up the corners of her lips.
Well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe?
Oh, okay. So, the wheel is your creation, you owe us your help in fixing it. Everything that happened, everything that will happen, it's the gods' fault, we're better off without you. True change, lasting change, demands sacrifice. The coming days will be hard, but we'll be better for it. Potential. Things are fine as they are. If we can't stop Aethys from destroying the wheel, we should only rebuild it as it was. Gods did what they could, we'll take it from here. You know what? I don't know. The gods, the wheel, I'm not sure of anything anymore.
You have some time to think yet, but not perhaps as much as you would like. Now the time has come for us to part, Watcher. I laid upon you a difficult duty, and you have discharged it well. You will be free of it in time, but not now. You have work to do yet. You are no stranger to hard choices. You killed Theos, and when his soul was laid bare before you, you chose to return it to the wheel. You made his memory his penance. Remember the strength it took to make that choice, and know that you alone may sway Aethys now. When you stand before him, choose your words carefully.
She claps her gauntleted hands together, and a sound like thunder rumbles through the room. As the floor crumbles and falls away beneath you, you hear the sound of a single bell ringing, and beneath it, the faintest whisper.
Okay, well, we have our choices, and we can see Aethys. Consciousness returns in a wave as the last of the machine's energy dissipates. The calming of the storm reveals the sprawling city around you like sand wiped from a mosaic. You see the distant outline of Aethys raising his fist in triumph and purpose.
You keep falling asleep on me, I'm gonna have to start walking behind you with a pillow. Oh, by the way, the storm's gone. Also, I think Aethys has ended the world.
Adir takes a long draw from his pipe and nods as he stares at the Colossus in the distance.
It seems we're all still here.
Aloth glances around, rubbing his head gingerly.
Do not touch the machine again, I say. The delicate fish can only take so much.
Squeezing his eyes shut, Takeru rests his head on his palm.
Gods and darnation. My head.
Zoti presses a palm to her brow as she struggles to her feet. Peering over the edge of the tower, you make out a distant shape amid the ruins below. An iron-studded warship has dropped anchor in the shallows, its cannons angled to the shore. The ship is nearly cracked in half, but the standard of the Royal Deadfire Company persists in flapping with the breeze. The empty deck tells that the surviving crew have long since boarded a skiff and rowed to shore, which means you're no longer alone on Ukaizo. Maybe they came to negotiate. Okay. Well, we're all Deadfire Company. Here we come. To the promenade. It's interesting that we were basically just followed by them. We didn't choose to go with them. They have just, out of all of the groups, they have persisted through, which I guess makes sense. I wonder if Maya's gonna be here. It would be interesting, although we didn't bring her. I also wonder if we're gonna get the Valians and the Huana here. Hazanuri Karu approaches, her weapon drawn. Her face is bruised and cut and her uniform torn from the rough journey, but her eyes are clear and focused. On you.
What everyone else fails to grasp is that Rauatai isn't a storm-tossed spit of land. It's the Kith who stand together there. Ukaizo belongs to us. We've earned it with blood and sweat. And no one shall take it from us now.
Why are you arguing about this when Aethys is destroying the cycle?
I can't stop him. Neither can you. But I can give my country a chance at weathering what comes next. Rauataians, defend Ukaizo!
Oh wow, it's just straight up, she's just gonna fight us. Okay. I gotta say, you're no three-headed dragon. Step 1, leap. Step 2, one of those. Okay. Tornado. Start one of those up here. Zoti, I'm just gonna need you to run forward. We'll figure out what to do with you in a second. Then we're gonna take a nice shot directly at Hazanuri Karu. Go.
Folks.
That looks like it hurt.
Okay, where's Zoti gone? Zoti, this is the guy you're attacking. You have landed on the Hazanuri. Zoti, attack. Right, lightning. Start that going. A couple on the Hazanuri here. The tornado is casting. See if we can get a better spot for it now that we know where everyone is.
This won't do.
Lava. Don't like what just happened there, but that's okay. We'll switch to this. Run forward and blind. Lightning.
There's something you don't see every day.
That looked good. That looked very good. Lightning again. Actually, lightning on the Hawk, I guess, because it has the most health. Okay, Takeru. Blast him with one of these. Don't know why they would even
That's how
think
it's
about
done.
fighting us here. They got no chance. They got something called a weather mage. No, they're not even close to us. In terms of our strength here. Oh yeah, get them both. Like him just walking forward casually. Not even like a run or anything, just walking forward. Get that one, maybe? Right.
Death!
That's fine. Back over here. That's them. Just the bird leg. Why would she think she had a chance against us? We got the crested helm. Hats come in many shapes, sizes, and wide variety of colors. Okay, it's just a fancy hat. Okay. That's what we got for this.
Watch and learn.
And a grimoire. Right. Save. I think we are gonna rest. Just because we really need to have our full complement of weapons available to us. Right.
I trust you.
Carry on. We're good to go, aren't we? This is our way down, I think. Yeah. Okay. Aethys, here we come. To Moi Gwith. Okay. To the wheel.
You descend into the ancient winding streets of Ukaizo. Battered by storms for thousands of years, the ruins bear the marks of their role as the lone witnesses of the god's great secret at the center of the city. The houses and boulevards are pierced by great spears of luminous Audra. There are no ashen bodies, no birds, no sign or sound of any life. But with every step, the rhythmic pounding in the distance draws nearer. Soon, you can feel the vibration traveling up your spine. As you approach the center of the city, the weathered architecture gives way to more luminous Audra, piercing the ruins, eventually overtaking them entirely. Cresting the top of a fallen tower, you finally get a clear view of Aethys. He stands, legs astride, next to a great stone monument ringed with 11 cavernous alcoves. All but 3 hold a gargantuan skeleton, bones scrubbed clean by the city's storms.
The 11 gods, then, I'd guess.
An immense Angwithan machine floats above the monument, suspended by invisible energy emanating from a well of light beneath it. Great brass rings spin around a core of metal and Audra at the machine's center. Periodically, Aethys's massive arms swing back. The movement alone is enough to draw great gusts of wind toward him. When they come down on the machine, the impacts are accompanied by eruptions of electricity, fire, and smoke. The hundreds of luminous Audra pillars across Ukaizo sympathetically dim in a rippling wave that spreads out from the machine. The only safe route to the god is a steep ascent along a monstrous pillar of luminous Audra. Intertwined with fragments of Ukaizo's ruins that it has carried through the centuries, the pillar bends in a long arc, towering above the machine. The pillar levels out near Aethys's head, a silent observer to the destruction of the machine it has grown beside over thousands of years. You weave your way along a treacherous rain-slicked path up the pillar's skyward side. As you arrive at the top, you catch Aethys's attention. Fist pulled back, he pauses to observe you. With the same gentleness he showed at Ashen Maw, he lowers his arm and turns toward you.
It is strange to see Ukaizo in this way. It may be hard to picture, but this city was once full of life. The Huana, yes, but also kith from many other cultures. Great hanging trees shadowed these boulevards. Gardens sprawled across the open rooftops. Each spring, a festival procession would wind its way from the hillside into this valley. The celebrants would pass through a steep walk among the stalls of foreign merchants, flowers falling upon them from all sides. All people of all nations, together in a celebration of new life. Such was the power and beauty of lost Ukaizo.
Oh ho ho! Now, if you did not watch the DLC, this is from the DLC, and I had no idea whether this was actually going to appear in the main game or not, and I'm so happy it is. So, the soul of Widewind separates out from the masses trailing in your wake. He looks up at Aethys and clears his throat.
Been a while, old friend. Widewind, I did not think to see you here. But few things go as expected when the Watcher is involved. We were a good team. Once. But this isn't what we fought for. Ain't you just burning the harvest because you planted the wrong seeds? An astute observation, old friend. Consider instead that I am giving the soil back to those who till it. Spring must always follow winter. As long as there are people committed to finding the other side of change, the agony will not last. But thank you for challenging me as you did in fairer times. I haven't forgotten the lesson we strove to impart. You're welcome, I suppose.
Widewind clears his throat and backs away to offer you space. Aethys shifts his attention back to you.
Can all of that beauty and life return to this place, mighty one? Has the future of my people awaited them here? Lost Ukaizo remains only in name, Tekehu. It is a name as barren as this city. If future generations wish to create life in this place, they must look forward as much as they look back.
This isn't right. You can't put this burden on us. You can't make the gods' problems, our responsibility to fix. How can you have faith that what you're doing is good? You know how many people are going to suffer because of this. No matter how you spin this, you can't set it straight.
Adair, I wish I could explain it to you. It breaks my heart that I cannot. But no matter how much you curse me, do not despair. The souls of this world will need people like you. Lights burning brightly in the darkness to come.
Gon, please, I'm begging you. What do I do following this? How am I to best serve those still living, to improve our future chances of survival?
The Deadfire and the Eastern Reach are full of animancers, women and men with brilliant minds who can solve this great problem. They will also need people with brilliant souls, like you, Shodi. People who can tend to the spiritual needs of the world in a time of fear and desperation. Remember, the flame you bear is not only light, but warmth. Provide comfort to all who need it.
Alof shakes his head, looking up at Aethys.
What right do you have to do this? Destroy the wheel and leave us with nothing? Without even knowing what will come next?
Alof, we are all gods and mortals, responsible for our own actions. But inaction carries its own moral responsibility. It is a burden I have carried for far too long. One must always do as their conscience dictates, even if that means abdicating a position of power. But what of you, Watcher? Why have you followed me? Have you come to bear witness to the breaking of the wheel?
Ooh, wow. I've come to fight you. No. I only want to bear witness, no. I want you to destroy it all, no. Mortals are going to need a head start and things to prevent the gods from re-establishing control. You need to inspire them, nope. After you've gone, the gods will go to war with each other and with mortals unless they have a strong leader. No. I mean, do we want them to destroy the wheel or not? No. I think we're going to stick with our reason we went out. I've come to ask you to take pity on the mortals of this world who will suffer for your actions.
It is pity for mortals that drives me, Watcher. I have felt it in every step I have taken to cross the Deadfire and reach this place. What more would you have me do?
I don't know. Think of the souls that be trapped in the in-between for all that time. They will be tormented until the wheel is fixed.
It is true. While the eventual restoration of the wheel will bring them relief, they will suffer until that time comes. Thank you for making me think of the lost souls, Watcher. I will provide a haven for them after my work here is finished. I must attend to my final work now. I cannot delay any longer. You have carried a heavy burden across the Deadfire, Watcher. Before I go, I would rid you of it.
No sooner have Aethys' words entered your mind than you hear one final dissonant ring in the chime within you, then silence. The knot that formed when the pallid night first addressed you in the beyond is now gone.
You are free now, as free as any of us can be. Many will come to you for help in the years ahead. Animancers, priests, even the gods themselves. I have great hope for you, but always remember that your future is for you to decide. Use your freedom well.
Aethys squares himself to the machine. As you move to a safe distance, he draws his fist back and resumes his assault. The blows rain down with increased fervor, but the machine perseveres in spite of his efforts. Spreading his arms wide, Aethys draws power from the luminous Audra clustered around the valley. The energy courses through his body, limbs overflowing with intense light and waves of heat. He returns to his task, each strike bringing with it the sound of cracking stone and twisting metal, the flickering of luminous Audra across Ukaizo. As the ancient machine finally begins to succumb to his strength, so too does Aethys' body, built to withstand the passage of thousands of years. The great Audra statue has finally been pushed beyond its limits. Cracks appear along the hands, then race up the arms. Aethys does not slow his assault, but continues unabated. Its brass rings twisted, the machine spins erratically but withstands the relentless barrage. Aethys stands astride it and pummels the base of the machine. Soul energy begins to flare out from the machine's heart, warping the air with the intense heat. Aethys drives his right fist into the machine's center, the core of metal and Audra. The god lets out a deafening shout, something between a cry of anguish and a roar of exultation. You see Aethys' arm shatter upward from his hand through his elbow. A flash of light and heat bursts from the core, accompanied by a cacophony of destruction. The moment passes as Aethys' shout echoes throughout the valley. Your eyes begin to recover. The god's work is accomplished. The great machine of Ukaizo has been destroyed. The wheel has been unmade. As Aethys' voice fades, the enormity of what you've accomplished sinks in. You have confronted a god. You have rediscovered the ancient city where the wheel was forged, and you have seen the wheel shattered. What comes next is uncertain, but already the legend spreads of the Watcher who survived Andra's mortar and stood toe-to-toe with Aethys.
Okay, so, just judging by the change of screen and the fact that we've got a continue button, I'm going to guess that the next bits going forward are going to be the what happens after the end of the game. So, what I'm thinking is that I just want to talk about that decision with Aethys. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. I think that all the options end with him destroying the wheel. I'm just thinking about it from the options that we had available. I think I chose, out of the 8 or so we had available, that was the one that sounded right. I don't think fighting him, I don't think that would have led to us actually fighting him. I don't think that would have led to combat. I think he would have just ignored us. See, I think all of the options led us to him destroying the wheel. It's what he did in addition that we could potentially go for. Also, the wide wind thing, I like that it let you do it. The fact it made no difference whatsoever is fair. It was a bit of DLC content, but it was cool. It was cool to let you do it. I'm wondering whether the rest of the DLC are going to do similar things that allow you to affect the end of the game. Weird. Anyway, continue.
Maras Nua's body finally goes still amidst the rubble of the Angwithan machines, yet it continues to glow. Priests and mystics have strange dreams of an island of eternal dawn at the eye of a storm, a port where the tide never flows out, a roadside tavern whose door leads only inward. As a watcher, you see what these dreamers cannot. The souls of the departed drifting toward the Audra Colossus and the twilit afterlife within. Whether it is a temporary haven or a permanent end will depend on what the Kith of Aora are able to accomplish on their own. And while Maras Nua stands frozen over Ukaizo, the gods look on the labors of Kith, but they do not intervene. They watch and argue, wager and conjecture at how or whether mortals will solve the puzzle set before them. In reaching Ukaizo and facing Aethys, you have accomplished the impossible, and you have done it without the assistance of the great powers of Deadfire. Your feats capture the awe and imagination of a world that needs heroes more than ever. Some say your intervention prevented Aethys from a far worse act of destruction. Many believe you will be the salvation of Aora. With each day, your legend grows, as does the chaos in Deadfire.
Oh dear.
Ukaizo remains unclaimed, and the Efekia Channel becomes the site of a near-constant battle as the Huana and the Rawatayans vie for control of the unprotected island. The Rawatayans rely on their cannons, and the Huana call forth massive waves and beasts of the deep to sink their foes.
Okay, because we did not make a choice, no army got here first and claimed it. So therefore, there's going to be fighting. And it's going to be the Rawatayans and the Huana, because they're the two who actually have a claim to it. Well, or have a reason to have a claim to it. The Rawatayans want it for the control of the storms, and the ability to keep them off. And the Huana want it because it's their, ancestral homeland.
And while they chip away at one another, the Valians and the Principi pursue their own ends with increasing abandon.
They're not after the land, they're just after the things on it.
Emboldened by their rivals' distraction, the Valian Trading Company seizes territory and mines luminous Audra at a startling pace. Huana villages are left at the mercy of unscrupulous speculators, and resource-rich islands are swarmed and stripped.
So the Huana and the Rawatayans move all their forces up to fight over Ukaizo, then leaving the Valians to take all of that. And then, presumably, the Principi, they're coming for the Valian ships.
To support their operations, the Valian Trading Company begins shipping ever greater quantities of supplies and luminous Audra to and from the archipelago. This attracts the attention of the Principi, who target these ships with increasing aggression. The promise of fat prizes draws even more pirates to their ranks. The Rawatayans, as well as the Huana, are too busy to stop them. The mysterious deaths of Governor Clario and Storm Speaker Ikawa provoke hostilities between the Valian settlers and the Huawan residents. What starts with angry words escalates to retaliatory killings as each side blames the other.
Oh, I just figured out what this is. I was like, mysterious deaths? I don't remember any mysterious deaths. Is this because Maya delivered her message to the person on Port Magi? And Maya's known as somebody who shoots people, and that solves the problem. So doing that has made the... Okay, let's see this.
By the time anyone bothers to question the strange coincidences surrounding their deaths, including reports of a cloaked Omawi woman seen in both the port and the village, both sides have gone too far to turn back.
Oh, damn.
As the balance of power changes in Deadfire, so too does Nekataka transform.
And we got rid of the water shapers here.
With the major powers at one another's throats, Nekataka becomes a maelstrom of chaos. Spies and smugglers follow the flow of refugees into the city, where violence is commonplace. Ukaizo remains the coveted prize, and Nekataka fades into an afterthought. The Kahanga leadership takes responsibility for the welfare of the Raparu, and the gullet starts to improve. What was once a den of crime, poverty, and illness slowly becomes a quiet haven for the Raparu.
One good thing so far. One.
The loss of Skiarilifus's essence weakens the Water Shapers Guild. Their power wanes and their influence fades. The art of water shaping survives as an arcane curiosity. Your brief encounter with Letharn proves deeply influential for the children of the Dawnstars.
Okay, so that's... Letharn is the one who left when he's had a vision of Aethys, and then he met us in Nekataka.
He comes to recognize his nightmares and the scene at Hisongo as Aethys' final warning to his people. Unite in strength and faith, or perish forever. As word of Aethys' deeds at Ukaizo spreads, his fellow Dawnstars take this message to heart. The children of the Dawnstars respond to Aethys' sacrifice by taking up the lanterns and sickles of the Harvesters of Gone. They become pilgrims of essence, gathering souls across Aora and ferrying them to the haven within the Adra Colossus. Others will repair or rebuild the wheel one day. In the meantime, the Dawnstars will care for the souls of the dead.
Okay.
Ruanu, the chieftain of the Huana at Tikawara, dies mysteriously. The tribe finds his body washed up on the same beach where Anaharu challenged him to the trial of waves. Some blame Anaharu's vengeful spirit. Others see it as Ngati's final judgment. And a few speak of a strange man seen lingering in the village.
Another one of Maya's contacts.
The leaderless tribe eventually scatters. Some head to Nekataka, while others seek out the Wahaki.
Ah, yeah. That's our bad.
Free of Menzago at last, Copperhead determines to leave Splintered Reef. He and several fellow vessels cobble together a seaworthy ship from the wreckage of their island and set sail for brighter horizons.
Well, that sounds good.
The dragon, Neraskirlas, no longer passes between Aora and the White Void, and the dead flow slowly breaks apart, exposing the temple long frozen within.
That's the DLC.
Vatnir tries to hold the Harbingers of Dusk together, and for a time succeeds. The group resettles within and around the temple, vowing to protect it. Eventually, however, Remergon's godlike falters, and his followers sacrifice him to the White Void. The Temple of Remergon falls into disrepair, home only to madmen and monsters.
That sounds exactly how Rimmergant would want it. Slowly disappearing into nothing.
In besting the Beast of Winter, you earned the Death God's mercy rather than his enmity. The deity remains characteristically unforthcoming about his decision, and you're left to wonder whether in doing battle with him in the White Void, you somehow furthered his apocalyptic ambitions. Though your adventures alter the destiny of Aora and the balance of power in Deadfire, they also leave a lasting mark on those who travel at your side. Your companions find themselves changed in ways both big and small.
Okay, so up to this point, we've had 2 good things. Can we get 3 with our companions? I hope so.
Adair returns to Hisongo, where he reunites with Byrne. the son of his former lover, Alava. The boy takes heart in Adair's account that Aethys and all the other gods were false, petty, and unworthy of the love of Kith. Realizing how close he came to dying for this cause, Byrne finds renewed purpose in working alongside his uncle to repair the many scars left upon Deadfire by the gods. Under Adair's guidance, Byrne grows into the kind of irreverent, stubborn hothead that would have made his mother proud, and Adair visits her gravesite, often to tell her so.
3 good things. That one ended well, I'd say.
Shodi is not a priestess who understands the meaning of subtlety. As such, she makes her girlish crush on Adair painfully obvious from the moment she first sets eyes on the strapping fighter. Early in your travels, Adair appears discomforted by her persistent flirting. He often grimaces when she sidles up to him, and he takes endless pains to keep their conversations terse and to the point. But after a little smoothing on your part to nudge them in the right direction, Adair makes an effort to view Shodi with an open mind. And Shodi begins teasing the veteran fighter in a more companionable and less amorous manner. After saving each other's hides a couple times and sharing more than a few laughs, the two form an easy, and you suspect, lifelong friendship.
2 for 2 on companions getting a good ending.
Seemingly lit with an inner glow, Shodi takes to a new life of mission work with gusto. She still is committed to shepherding souls forgone, but having realigned her goals with that of her fellow Dawn Stars, she now endeavors to help the living as much as the dead. As you travel the Deadfire, you find her sleeping better and laughing more often. When the time comes for her to return to her temple in Neketaka, it's with a clear wistfulness and much lip-biting on her part. She leaves you with her sickle and a hastily scrawled note. It reads, "A keepsake from a path once walked. Remember me, Watcher, for I will forever dream of you." Aloth renews his commitment to destroying the Leaden Key. With the wheel broken, loosening the god's stranglehold on Kith is more urgent than ever. It is a lofty goal, and one he does not expect to finish in his lifetime. But if there's one thing he's learned from the Watcher, it's that a single person can change the world.
3 for 3.
You let Romaro go, and the former pirate ostensibly set sail for the trade lanes of the Eastern Reach, the Edier Empire, Old Valia, and the Republics. For the remainder of your time together, Seraphon seems, if not exactly happy, at least contented with the outcome of your confrontation with his former mentor at Sayuka.
4 for 4.
And yet, when the two of you part, Seraphon seems emboldened, invigorated by a new sense of purpose. He buys you a drink, toasts to the Deadfire, says, "Let's see if we can make something worth a shit out of what's left of these Principe swabs," and sets sail the next morning. In the years to follow, rumors occasionally reach you of the Blue Orlan pirate of the Deadfire, a privateer captain as keen to free slaves or fight for an influence as he is to plunder and pillage.
Okay, so we've had the easy 4. Now we've got Takehu, we've got Palagina, and we've got Maya. I think that's it. Unless I've forgotten someone. I think it's just those 3. They're not necessarily going to have gone down so well.
The Valian Trading Company is initially furious when they learn that Palagina had assisted the Watcher in claiming Ukaizo. In the chaotic aftermath, the company takes a more nuanced view of Palagina's actions. The turmoil in the region allows the well-organized company to seize a number of valuable assets from their competitors. Though Palagina is not rewarded for her actions, nor is she punished, the Dukes and Songreta agree to forget her support of the Watcher. She is quietly reassigned to duty in the Valian Republics, an order she gladly obeys.
I'm counting it 5 out of 5.
Despite her good fortunes in the Deadfire, Pallegina mourns the loss of Jackalow for years. She curses herself for not finding her friend sooner, for not protecting him from Captain Tutzadl and his crew. On a few lonely nights, Pallegina composes letters to the Watcher, asking what more they could have done to save him. They are never sent.
Okay, 4.5 out of 5 on that one.
Time away from the Navy gives Maya Rua some perspective on how Rawatai conducted the Deadfire occupation. No sooner does she return to active duty than she voices her frustrations over some of the more underhanded tactics she witnessed and carried out in the name of the homeland. Her voice carries all the way to the Ranganui, who reminds his admirals that battles are won by superior tactics, but war is a battle of precedent, and winning is not always a victory. The people listen.
Alright, I'm counting another one, hopefully.
Though Maya's covert assignment in the Deadfire is considered a success, few claim knowledge of it or openly congratulate her. She receives no praise beyond knowing glances or the occasional raised tankard from her countrymen. She never responds. She looks forward to seeing her brother again. So does Ashiza.
Good. That's Kana from the first game, I believe.
Takehu never intended to grasp at the destiny his coming foretold, but he finds himself doing just that. He sails from island to island as an emissary from the gods to the Huana people. The tribes welcome his message and use it to bridge their traditions across the archipelago. Huana unity has never been stronger. With Ngati's covenant firmly in mind, Takehu feels confident enough to reshape the very Deadfire. As your paths diverge, Takehu leaves you with a protracted and energetic farewell. He has work to do in the Deadfire, but his heart, and he insists the rest of him, is yours. You make promises to see each other again on different shores. Your pursuit of Aethys and your journey to Ukaizo signal the end of forces that have shaped the lives of Kith and the course of nations. The cycle of reincarnation has been broken. The storms of Andra's mortar have calmed. Yet each ending promises a new beginning. As the sun rises over Ukaizo, Kith turn their gaze eastward, wondering at what lies beyond, and at the world they will fashion for themselves. As the Watcher of Cadnua and the former Herald of Bareth, you return to your ship and begin the long journey home. You hope for calm weather.
Okay. Well, that is the end of the game. Look at that. It was good. I really liked it. I'm trying to figure out my thoughts on it fully. I kind of feel like I liked the first game more. Maybe. I don't know. They're different. This is a very different take from the first game. Now, in the first game, it was kind of like the way this one did it. It was more the pacing of the game was different. Let's go with that. So, in the first game, the pacing was very set. There was very much you go in, you go to area, you do side quests, you do main quest, you go to next area, expand, contract. So you contract down into like a bit of main story, expand into all the side quests that open up, and then you do that. That's pretty much the way it's worked for every BioWare, Obsidian, all that sort of type of game for years and years and years and years. That's the way it's worked. However, in this one, that's not how it worked. This one, it was main quest, at least the way I played it, which obviously was the wrong way, because there is a correct way and a wrong way in this one, which was also a bit weird. Because in this one, if you did it the way I did, which was main quest, so contracting, straight out into as wide as you can get every side quest, and then right back down into contraction into the main quest, like, that's the wrong way to play the game. Obviously. I mean, having played it once, I know exactly that is the wrong way to have played the game. Because, well, I mean, it is kind of, right? But we needed to follow the main quest a little bit further, because there were triggers for events that never happened for us, story options that never appeared. We arrived at places before we were meant to. It's all a little weird, not really the way it was meant to work. It's just, it's not quite right in there. Is it? You know, I don't know. It was a little unpolished in bits, I guess. It's not perfect, if you know what I'm meaning. It's not perfect. Anyway, so we did that. So that was kind of my pace in the game. I prefer the first game and the way it did it. But this game had a lot of cool stuff as well. Individual quests in this game, though, I think were much better. I think that's why I really like the DLC. Because the individual quest was so much better. Like, doing a single quest, it's miles ahead of where the first game was at. The first game, the quests themselves weren't so good, but the world building and the pacing was a little bit better after you got past the once you got into Act 2. Act 3? No, Act 2, I think it was. Once you reached, wherever the Defiance Bay, that's where that game kicked off, and the pacing was kind of really good. Not perfect, but really good. It was still a little slow, but that was just the style they were going for this one. This one, I don't know. There were a lot of options and things. It felt like, I don't know, I felt like this one was maybe aimed to be a little bit easier. A little bit more easy to get into, which I can understand. The first game was real difficult, but that was kind of what I was buying into. I wanted the difficulty. I wanted this game to be more of a challenge in many levels, if you know what I'm meaning. Like, this one was very, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it, but you know what I'm saying. It's a little bit more actiony. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. But let's go from maybe another comparative thing I could do is, let's go from, say, The Witcher 1 to The Witcher 3. Witcher 1, there's a lot of going back and forth. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of kind of, there's a style there. It's all very story based. The action's kind of secondary. In The Witcher 3, it's all about the action first, and then the story is just a way to connect you through places. It kind of felt a little bit like that for this game. It was a way to, like, the story was just a way to connect you into different fights. And the fights were cool, but they were too easy. The combat was just way too easy. And I don't know. It, like, at least on I don't know if I needed to just play on the higher difficulty. But, you know, compared to the first game, it was just so much easier. I don't know what was up with it. They had a lot of things in the combat that just, like, the first game would leave you in situations which you would have to manage resources, and that would get you in trouble. And this one, they gave you, like, unlimited resources, which was good for pacing and for not having to go backtrack and get things. But they kind of kept the enemies the same, I think, was the issue. In fact, literally the same. Some of them were copied over, which is fine. But yeah, I don't know. I like the game, though. I want to reiterate that point, because I'm being negative, but I liked it. I really did. I thought the companions were really good as well. Oh, interesting. It's got Beast of Winter credits as well in this one. I suppose that makes sense. Anyway, but yeah, the companions were good. I like them. The companion quests, not so much for a lot of them. In fact, is there a single companion quest that was really good? I don't know. Takehu's, I guess? If he really had one? I don't know. They were all a little bit meh. I'm not really sure about them. But the companions being in the main game and actually being a part of it, that was much better. Like, companions actually actively being a part of the game. I don't know if the companions needed the side quest. I'm wondering whether it would have been better if the companions just didn't have one. If you know what I'm saying. Interesting. Sorry, I just noticed that it had Idwin again. Oh, I guess, yeah, because they shout. I was wondering whether Idwin had anything to say, or whether any of the side companions had anything to say in different places. But I guess not. I think it's probably just the shouting and things they do. I don't know. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, the companions, I don't know if it would have been better if they just didn't have companion quests and they were all just rolled into the main quest. Because they had main quests that were their quests. But, yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. Right. Oh yeah, talking of backers, my name should probably be in here at some point if it's just all backers. We'll see. This is time to just play Spot the Name. Can you see me in there anywhere? It's not going to be YouTube name, so it's going to be very difficult if you don't know what my actual name is. So, I cannot see me currently, although it's very difficult to be sure. Yeah, but I did back the game because the first game was so good, and I would back a third game. I'm interested to see what the DLC gives. They have tougher fights in the DLCs, which like they have ones that are called mega bosses, and I'm interested to see whether those could be very interesting to try kind of go and do. I don't know. Scully's nose is magnificent. That's a good name. I like it. Yeah. I don't know. The story quest, the DLC quest could be interesting to try. I am definitely going to come back and do them. Also, I should mention, in terms of games that are going to come after this one, don't know if we're actually going to have anything replace this slot directly. I think we're going to leave it off there. There was a lot of extra recording to do each week for this series, so might have a little bit of a break, get a little bit of a backlog made on other things before we think about doing anything else, but yeah, there are a few things on the horizon, like similar ones to this. Pathfinder Kingmaker comes out not that far away. I think it's in September. There's there's Tyranny, which I've still never played. I didn't see my name on the list, by the way, but that's fine. I'm not that worried about it. I could pause it as we go through and go, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? But nah, not a worry. Not a worry at all. Oh, is that it? Are we done? That's the end of the credits then. Yeah, it just kicks you back to the main screen. I wonder whether you can load in. If I go load, what have we got? We got autosave on Mogwith. Okay. So right at the end of the game. So you can make a different choice. Interesting. It's an 80-hour game. I think the first game took probably a little bit over 80 hours. Probably talking about like 100 and something, but we also did play both DLCs. So, I think the first game was like 90 hours. I might test that out while I continue talking about it. I did really... I'm trying to think of other things in this game that were a little bit odd. The ship stuff, it was fun for the first little bit. It kind of... Oh, I can't check, because I did play 134 hours of Pillars of Eternity 1. So, yeah. Assuming there were a few hours here and there wasted. That's the kind of thing. Ship combat wasn't really amazing. I'm going to load up Pillar... Oh, I can't because it's doing a cloud save. Anyway, yeah. I did think that... I did think the ship combat was a little bit not that good. But, yeah. Wasn't the main focus of the game. Oh, you know what I will do? I'm just going to check the achievements, see if we missed any quests. Create an adventurer. Create 3 or more different spell scrolls. Create 5 potions. Create bombs. Place traps. Okay, yep. Recruit all sidekicks. I thought we did recruit all sidekicks. I guess we must have missed some. Although they did add some in after... Yeah, I suppose they added some in as DLC, so we probably missed those ones. Acquire each type of ship in the game. Yeah, okay. We had the money. Complete the Principe faction questline, Huana faction questline, Valian questline, roll Deadfire, survive an attack from a mutinous crew. Oh, we did that, but okay. We didn't really get attacked. Maximize negative relationship with a companion. Okay, and the last achievement is hidden. Oh. I assume that that's complete all achievements. I could actually get all achievements in this game. That's weird. Don't usually get that. But yeah, that's a pretty much 100% completion playthrough. Given that you couldn't do the Valiant Trading Company roll Deadfire, Principe and Juana. Sidekicks were added in after we went to areas, so that was pretty impossible. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please let me know, and yeah, tell me if you have any feedback on how we could have done that better. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.